Welcome to Tier Fun. I'm Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today we are continuing our journey through the Blue-Red X, probably not good enough, but still fun combo, control combo decks rather than aggro combo. This one, instead of running Madcap and Platinum Empyrean, is running Anew and Blightsteel Colossus. So it's not quite as resilient in terms of we do have a Platinum Empyrean on the sideboard for matchups where life total can't change is really important. So we can't. It's not necessarily as delay-y. That is definitely not a word. As the old Madcap experiment deck is, but it is much more aggressive, and I think it's going to be better against Storm in particular to present this clock. And basically, I think it'll be better. I don't know. I'm interested to see. I'm kind of I'm on the fence about Blightsteel, but I do like Anew. And the cool thing, besides just well, why not just play Madcap Experiment? The reasons not to is that our secondary, basically Anew says, for all intents and purposes, well, we can just read it. Control of target artifact sacrifices it, and then the controller searches their library for another artifact card and puts it into play. So it's a 4-mana pseudo removal spell for your opponent's artifacts, which could come up against maybe Ensnaring Bridge or something. But for us, it's a way to get to sacrifice an artifact to cheat a Blightsteel into play. But Andrew, you say, you have no artifacts in your deck. Well, that's the beauty of it, dear reader / viewer. We have 8 ways of generating artifacts without actually having to run artifacts that you would end up searching for Anew. So each one of these Thopter Engineer combos makes 1 Thopter, and it also gives artifacts haste. So this is the turn 4 kill here. Now, why am I not running 4 Thopter Engineers? Because turn 4 kill seems pretty good. It's that if anyone has interaction for that 1/1 Thopter, they can kill it in response to the Anew, and then the Anew fizzles, and then we're just left with a 1/3 Thopter Engineer, which isn't the worst, but it's not anywhere near the best. I'm erring on the side of caution with Tireless Tracker. A, Tireless Tracker is a better card than Thopter Engineer. B, the 1/1 the clue is harder to interact with main board, so you can feel more it's more safe to sacrifice a clue to Anew than it would be a creature. I'm also running. I did have the Huntmaster in the main instead of P and Kieran, but I just felt like we probably wanted to be all in, or not necessarily all in, because these cards can win the game on their own. A little bit better than the blue-red version can, I believe. So we're going to be a little bit better at Plan B with this deck, which is something I'm excited for. Tireless Tracker has impressed me in my testing so far, and I'm excited to keep on using it. Oh, we got one already. So yeah, P and Kieran is just it's just redundancy in terms of artifacts, and it's a decent card for Plan B. The rest of the deck is blue-red control stuff that I've been using recently. I've been wanting to run Grim Lavamancer, and I haven't because the decks I've been running him in have had Logic Knot. This one does not. I think Grim's actually pretty good right now, and I'd love to jam more, but they have diminishing returns, and the one-of's been all right for me so far. The rest is just removal and one-of search. Just a good card to help you find Anew or any of your sideboard cards. The downside to running Anew and Madcap Experiment is that you can't really run any of those good artifact hosers. So no artifact-based graveyard hate for me, no relics, no Tormod's Crypts, no engineered explosives, cards that I would probably like to run. I'm running 1 Ravenous Trap as my only graveyard hate. I couldn't decide on this last card, so I figured might as well have one thing of graveyard hate. It's probably just better served as something else that I'll bring in against other decks, because it's not the greatest against Storm. It's good against Dredge, but Dredge isn't played all that well, or much right now. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Shape Anew. The other choices I've made are is a static caster just as a utility creature against tokens or any small, like, this is great against Infect. One of the main reasons I'm running it instead of another sweeper. It's good to have utility in your sideboard. Anger of the Gods is another card that's kind of good against Dredge and just good against go wide strategies. Like, it does wipe up our entire board, but we do want, when we want a sweeper, we won't be so concerned about losing our guys. Dispels and Negate, pretty standard fare. Just usually I'll bring in Dispels. When I'm bringing in Dispels, I'm going down on Cryptics because it's a match where it's clunky. Or maybe something like Infect where you just need to be low to the ground. And in that case, I'm probably also taking out Cryptic. Basically, in the matchups where we're looking to side out the combo, we'll be bringing in, almost 100% of the time, we'll definitely be bringing in 2 Hunt Masters. They're probably going to be either control mirrors, like Jeskai, stuff with Path. We're not feeling too safe with this. We'll bring in the Negates, maybe the Disdainful Strokes as well, go down on Spell Snares, Abrade, Dismembers, depending on what the deck's looking like. But we'll almost always be sideboarding into 2 Hunt Masters when we take out the combo. Hunt Master is just great. It's just really good in blue-red shells like this. I don't know if you guys, most of you I think have seen my older videos where I played Hunt Master Flash. A deck I'm excited to get back to. A lot of people suggested Tarmogoyfs, and I didn't want to run it again until I got the Goyfs. I think, no promises here, but I think by the end of the month, this being November of 2017, so sorry, future people, or maybe future people you've already seen me run with Goyfs. But I think by the end of the month, we should be lining up some Goyfs, so I'm pretty excited about that. Because that's a deck I've wanted to run basically ever since people started suggesting Goyf, and I realized that was probably pretty good in the deck. This hand seems acceptable. We're going to be dealing a lot of damage to ourselves. But I think we keep it. I think we just don't even fetch on turn 1. Because I mean, if they play something I want to bolt, or if they play something that makes me want to opt, I will fetch. But I don't, well, maybe we do. Maybe we fetch Steam Vents tapped. Yeah, that seems all right. I don't think we fetch on turn 2, though. We're just going to let this sit. Might change. I guess we'll keep the fetch. I tend to want to save the fetches more often in this deck because they're great with Tireless Tracker. But we might just be jamming turn 3 Thopter Engineer if this is a Storm, which is what I'm thinking it might be. Our best way to win that deck against that deck is just to jam the turn 4 combo. Ooh, it is not. Okay, well, we're going to have to be fighting through Paths and Spell Quellers, it's my guess. This is Jeskai. So, that being said, I think we're okay to fetch here. We could get stifled, I suppose, but I don't think anyone else is crazy enough to run Trick Bind. Shadow of Doubt, though, is a card that people do run. So the jig's up. We've given away our rug, but that's all right. The 4th land, kind of good. I think we do want it. I'm less off the combo. Like, if they weren't Jeskai, maybe even blue-white control, I would be 100% bottoming that land, looking for Shape Anew. I think as it stands now, we're going to draw step click them and force some action on their turn. Click is just a good Magic card. Ooh, but if it was Nimble Obstructionist, we could freaking draw a card, Stone Rain them effectively. But, you know, That's why we have the Nimble Obstructionist decks, to feed into our darker urges. So I wouldn't have been surprised if that got remanded or interacted with. So let's see what they are working with. Path, alright. I will take a Path to Exile. I think we just get another island. Suppose we could get the Forest, but... yeah, maybe we do get the Forest. That insulates us if this is perhaps a Jeskai Blood Moon deck. Alright. Spell Queller. This hand's annoying. So they'll have access to 2 mana, so they can Snapcaster. We're not worried about Helix, really. They did use their Path. I think Queller's probably just the most annoying card for us to... well, we do have a Lightning Bolt. So let's, we could take nothing here, but I think I like proactively bottoming the Snapcaster Mage. Conversely, we could get the Opt, but yeah, let's get the Snapcaster. I'm pretty conservative, usually, with my Vendilion clicks. Like, a hand like that was pretty redundant. I think Snapcaster was is barely above, I think, a random card in their deck. I think it's just enough value that I'd bottom it. Usually I'm only bottoming like cards that are very good against my hand or things that are central to the opponent's game plan. And none of those cards really were. Here I think we're just jamming Thopter Engineer. It's gonna tip our... well, it takes us off of Lightning Bolt, but I don't think we need to Lightning Bolt anything. We just got to hold up Bolt for Quellers in the future. So let's see if they drew a Remand or something. Opt, that's fine. But yeah, like a hand like that, I'm very like I'm not even 100% if taking the Snapcaster was correct. It probably was. I mean, especially considering we had a Spell Snare. Yeah, I kind of didn't factor that in. I think maybe it was correct to let them keep everything. Well, they either opted into that opt or we drew them into that opt. Either way, I think that's better than a Snapcaster. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth on this, but I do think Snapcaster is probably just good enough to bottom there. So our 1/1 Thop, our anemic, really bad beats are in effect currently. But let's take that stop off there. Main phase. So they're going to be holding up Queller here. Let's see if they want to just run it into our Thopter Engineer, otherwise known as really bad Lingering Souls. A while back, I believe Caleb Durward. Ooh. The thing is, I know they have Spell Queller. Otherwise, I would obviously jam it here. Because it's part of the cast. Dang it. This is one of those situations where do we get to cast it for free if we bolt? Let's do it for science. I think we do still, right? The way Spell Queller reads. Let's pause for half a second. I know this is like the worst content ever because I'm looking up an interaction. You guys likely already know the interaction. May cast that card without paying its mana cost. I think that means additional costs aren't in effect. Let's find out. Because we do just win the game here. So they're going to Queller. They could also have a Bolt. I mean, worst case scenario here, we're risking a 1/1 Thopter and a Shape Anew to just straight up win the game. I believe, because it's part of the, well, okay, well that's just the best possible outcome. I think actually I was wrong because it's not part of the cost. So I would have, yeah, this was actually a horrendous play. We ended up not getting blown out by it because the opponent didn't cast the Spell Queller. But Yeah, they took the Helix line. I think I'd definitely spell Queller there if I'm them. So yeah, now we know that we got very, very lucky there, and that would have been quite an embarrassing blowout. But instead we win. I mean, that's one of the upsides to playing a weird deck like this, is that your opponent is not guaranteed to make the optimal plays. Because they're running all those cards, we are definitely off the combo. Hopefully, the great thing about being off the combo in game 2 is when you've shown it. Like, then you start feeling great because they're going to be bringing in stuff and they're going to be keeping in their paths, which are actually pretty bad against our deck. 1-for-1 removal. It's good against Tireless Tracker, but Huntmaster and P and Kieran laugh at path. Question I have here is Disdainful Stroke better than something like a Braid? Probably better than a Braid, right? I think this is only going to get Snapcasters. They probably have Geist, I assume. I think Dismember is probably bad too. What's Disdainful Stroke even getting in that deck, though? Cryptic Command? Maybe a Jace or something? Maybe Disdainful Stroke just isn't all that good. Let's run one. Planeswalkers, hard to deal with. Would like to get rid of them. Dismember gets rid of the Angel token, not profitably. Gets rid of their lands, all their utility, their creature lands. Yeah, I think let's run it like this. I don't know if we're going to want that Disdainful Stroke. Dismember is also an answer to Gideon. Ooh, hello, Great Hand. Tireless Tracker, please do work. The game plan here is to have this Grim Lavamancer soak up a path. And if it doesn't soak up a path, it gets to ping in for 2 damage next turn. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna... Well, we could play this tapped, and then we could attack for 1. I don't... Well, life total is kind of at a premium here. Let's attack. We're missing out on 1 damage, but I think it's better to keep this up for safekeeping. So we'll play this tapped, pass the turn. We are exposing this breeding pool to Spreading Seas currently. But opponent doesn't have it. I think it probably was correct to just stomach the 2 life. Because I don't think we're even jamming this tracker next turn. Kind of want to get value out of it. We're definitely topping that and jamming it. Opponent's draw step. Huntmaster, great draw. Alright, just attacking again. Well, if I'm attacking into Spell Queller here, I don't really want to lose it like that. So I think instead of draw step, we'll wait it out. We can end step them. Maybe because I drew this Huntmaster, I did just want to jam Tireless Tracker there. It's possible. I think we're going to save Tracker for a sweeper, perchance. Field of Ruin, a card I am not worried about. Plenty of basics where I live. So if they have something to interact with this click, they will do it. Looks to be a cryptic. That's great. Counter draw. Molto bene. Let's jam this tracker and get some value. One-way ticket to Value Town. That's a good draw too. Especially in combo with the Snapcaster. So play the track. Now, maybe it's correct actually to... It feels bad to not get the value, but I think it's better to hold open something like Dispel. Yeah. Alright. I talked myself into it. Yeah. We're gonna hold up Grim as well. I'm pretty positive opponent has a path or something. Lightning Bolt? I'm okay dispelling that. Forces them to tap down more on their turn. Looks like this is a Remand. Ooh, 3 mana. Oh, there's the Queller. Okay, that's good. Not great, though. We can now... Well, we can do 2 things. We can do a million things, actually. I think what I like the most is just jamming. Master. And if opponent plays an instant, we can just bip the Spell Queller. So we've been missing out on damage from Grim Lavamancer. So if opponent ends up like at 3 life, that will be because I was not aggressive enough with my attacks. So getting that Dispel Spell Quellered was the literal worst case scenario because it's kind of hard. Sure. Let's see where they go. I assume they're going to attack with Queller. Let's just dome them. That might mean they have removal for Huntmaster, but that's... It stinks, but it's not the worst. And if they don't have removal... Interesting. They have Cryptic? Oh, Electrolyze. That's pretty good. Interesting that they would keep Electrolyze in. I guess they saw the 1/1 Topters. Yeah, if that Tireless Tracker had resolved, we'd be really good. Or if I'd gotten value out of it. Lumbering Falls, pretty good. Oh. Okay, we didn't have the mana up. For a second, I was like, oh, I missed out on getting rid of that Spell Queller. I think here we're just going to bolt it. Well, we can just pass. I think I'm okay with passing this turn. Well, I don't want to be too passive because they are definitely the control. Yeah, let's bolt it. We miss out on the spell value, but we get to get in for 3. Yeah. Oh, opponent has a path? Pathing the token too, wow. So I think here I want to get forced. We want to be careful fetching because Field of Ruin will eventually be activated. Okay. I mean, that would have been good to have. We could have definitely fetched a red source. We're definitely getting one now. But that's not so bad. Of the 2, I'd rather have Search for Escanta anyways. Okay, I think we just fire this up and get in. We're going to leave Grim up. Lumbering Falls is actually pretty decent against their deck. Obviously, Colonnade holds it back, but I'm okay if we just get into Colonnade Stall Wars. Boom. I think we'll exile the tracker first. Not that it really matters. Oh, interesting. Snapcaster Electrolyze? That's fine. It's pretty good value. Oh, Lightning Bolt. I don't think that's correct. I guess that probably means to me they're holding up another spell. Here we could just fire it up and get in, or we can 1, 2, 3, 4. We can jam P and Kieran into what I assume is another spell. Let's force them to block, I guess. You know what? This is playing right into Blessed Alliance. Okay, they don't have it. Wow, they didn't even block? Opponent is greedy. I guess they don't have to block, but they do this turn. Yeah. So, because I drew that, we're going to jam this here. P and Kieran, probably into counter magic, I assume. Probably should have sequenced it Tracker first. In my mind, I wanted Tracker to resolve more, but I don't think that's correct. One of those, like, think for half a second and prioritize your threat situations. Because I think they're inclined to block either way. And we could be holding up a land. That's fine. Let's see if they have another counterspell. Nope. So they do have Colonnade up now. That stinks. They do have another removal spell. Okay. Well, we can't get in. We can't get in with Lumbering Falls. I suppose we could. We could have them tap out. And then we could, what? Snapcaster. Bolt the Colonnade? I don't hate that. But do I love it? The longer the game goes, the worse off we are. So I do want to end it. We attack in... If we had an Electrolyze, I'd feel a whole lot better about this. But Snapcaster Bolt is trading our Lumbering Falls, which is holding them back. Yeah, I think we don't do anything. It stinks, but Colonnade's a good card. So they don't have lands. They have 4 business spells in hand. Would like to draw something here. Okay, that's something. Bolt is good. Okay. So yeah, let's wait for their turn. Hang on, we need 4 mana for Bolt Snap Bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we do play this Misty, so we can theoretically do both next turn. Let them opt. See if they get around to attacking. I don't think they can attack. So we'll just activate Lumbering Falls. Lumbering Falls is doing God's work here, fam. So if they want to counter this, they have to tap. Okay, so I think we just wait. Dismember is great. Great mate. So we attack in. Let them activate Colonnade. Ooh, no Colonnade. Interesting. What are they targeting? Electrolyze, Path, Cryptic Command, Logic Knot, Opt. All right. I think we just get rid of that guy in response. Forces them to tap more mana. Oh, this is great. So now they need actual Dispel in hand. I like those odds. Looks like we got it. For the record, opponent just said Unreal and then conceded, which we did have some good stuff. But we also maneuvered into a position that it's one of those situations like it definitely appears Unreal. It's like, well, they need to have this, this, and this. But the only reason I'm getting into that situation is because I'm pretty confident that we can get out on top of it. Whenever you're playing a blue-red deck versus a blue-red deck. So it's one of those situations like, yeah, it is a little Unreal. It's definitely like, it's not likely to have all those cards. But if you start thinking like that, well, it's not likely to have any card, really. So I guess what I'm getting at is that it's a valid emotion to express, but at the same time, it should almost be expected at that point, because I'm at like, I'm very, very high on the life total end of the spectrum, and it's not that they didn't have good, like there's no reason for me to make a risky play there. I make a risky play there, or a play that might appear risky to an opponent, because I'm confident in getting out on top of it. And it's not that our opponent didn't have bad draws either. It's just that they chose to tap lower on mana, and they had Snapcaster and Spellcoiler, both of which were very good against our hand. We just happened to draw. That Dismember really set it off. So, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if we lose game one, but we probably should have got punished, maximum punished, for playing the Shape Anew. For Science, Science would have been found in our opponent's favor, not in our favor. But game two is a game we're definitely winning. Some minor sequencing errors with probably wanted to throw the Tireless Tracker first and then PN Kieran. But I think we played pretty well otherwise. Lumbering Falls, as you can see, is actually pretty good against those decks. Any deck that's trying to 1-for-1 you, or you assume have sweepers. Like, this deck is, the plan B is quite good against being 1-for-1. Like, especially if we sideboard into these, like, we have effective 11 cards that are good against 1-for-1 removal, and the rest of our deck is good at interacting with your opponent. So we're gonna be in a whole lot of games, and that's kind of the calling card for blue-red decks in general. You're playing them because you like to play Magic, and I don't mean like, I'm not trying to insinuate that other decks aren't playing Magic. It's just that you're almost guaranteed, assuming your hand isn't horrendous, you're guaranteed to be able to play the game Magic the Gathering. You're not guaranteed to win by any means. Oh, Slivers. I wish we had Force of Will so bad right now, but we don't. Oh, yes. Yes. That was the legit, quote-unquote, best draw on the deck. Ooh. I'm seeing an error in deck building here. I was going to get a Stomping Grounds, but we're out. We don't have green, but I'd much rather have Grim Lavamancer than green. This is the single best card in our deck against their deck. I'm like, our win percentage just shot up probably from like 30 being generous to 60, assuming they can't deal with this. Like, Grim Lavamancer is going to decimate their entire game plan. And we are never attacking with it ever. The only struggle here is going to be keeping cards in the graveyard. Or getting cards in the graveyard. Gale Rider Sliver, phenomenal sliver. I hope they play something next turn because I want to spend this remand. I will 100% bolt them. Well, I'll bolt the Meter Vault. If they have Diffusion Sliver, I'm going to be very sad. They have to cast it, though. Okay, so this is the haste one? Okay, so I think the play is Remand here. We could also just bolt. Remand is going to end up being very bad, so let's just spend it while we can. This is like the first card coming out in sideboarding. Man, if we can steal game one, we're looking good. A fetch land that can get green, that's great. We're definitely wanting to combo to win, so this Doppler Engineer is going to be good. But the combo is not, we're not going for an early combo. We're just trying to weather. We're trying to get their cards in hand to 0, and then we're going to go for the combo. Alright, so now we have both Snapcaster. I think we do just, well, I don't think so. Diffusion Sliver is annoying. Ooh, so they have a 2-drop. Oh, Mana Weft. So yeah, let's get rid of that one. Mana Weft just makes, it gives them way too much mana. Now maybe we shouldn't have prioritized killing it, because Grim Lavamancer is going to get to go buck wild as the longer this game goes, so we're not too afraid of them vomiting out their hand, but I'm going to be playing this game very cautiously, because we do have the tools to win. So here, we're just going to bolt the Blur, well, yeah, I think we'll bolt the Blur Sliver. Well, we could get the Gale Rider. I think we're just gonna save life here. So they can Violin, Sedge Sliver, which is a very scary sliver. Land would be great. Well, not the land I was looking for, but probably the land I deserved. I guess we're just holding up here. Diffusion Sliver is still the one I'm most concerned about. This could be it. Alright, so this is sacrifice this permanent, destroy target permanent. Okay, so they're going to get to deal with my Grim, sadly. Well, because of that, do I Snapcaster Bolt? I think so. Because I don't want to lose access to the Bolt. Oh, for some reason I thought they didn't have to pay 3 for that. Yeah, okay, that was bad. I thought this was just read your cards, Andrew. This is my greatest failing in Magic. And unfortunately, Magic is a game where reading cards is very important. Usually I just kind of rely on memory of having played against them or with them before. Okay, so we're going to take a bit here. But with new cards, you do need to read them. And why the crap didn't I Spell Snare? I was too busy talking to you guys. We're going to put this on hard mode for a second. Put the punt. Ooh, this is a... Okay, lifelink. That's not the worst. This is a big ol' punt. Suppose we just pass here. Yeah, that was unfortunate. So it's unfortunate on 2 levels. A, we had a clean answer to, we had a counterspell. We could have traded with Sinew Sliver, which is one of their best slivers. Or better slivers, especially once they have a board. Okay, Diffusion. It's the only card they have in their hand. So I think we just counter tap and then ride. Well, we could also tap, draw. No, let's just counter tap. I did want to bounce this Aether Vial, but the fact that they, well, I guess they can now activate Meteor Vault here. But the fact that they had 0 cards in hand, I don't think I'd chump. We're just taking 3 here. Oh, we couldn't block anyways. So, getting kind of dicey here. Well, I suppose we play our Thopter Engineer with the correct amount of mana. Man, this game's going to end up being tight, and it did not have to be, just because I could not play that Spell Snare. The thing is, otherwise we're in a very good spot. We get to block all of these cards, because I'm going to get rid of the Gale Rider. It's not the best necessarily for damage. Well, they could get in for 6. It depends if they activate both Meteor Vaults or not. If they activate both Meteor Vaults, I think either way we have to get rid of the Gale Rider. We could also get rid of... Yeah, I think we have to get, if we have to get rid of the Gale Rider, and we got to make some unfortunate blocks. We're not dead, but we're getting close. So we're very close to death. Wow. So we actually have to block like this. Now, I could also play to... They're going to have 2... No, I think we're all right. I could also have blocked, reverse this, and just not gotten rid of their pump sliver. Okay, so that was their card, and then that plays towards drawing Shape Anew this turn, and we did, so we would have just won the game. Unfortunate. So we have 3. We're just gonna tap incorrectly. Well, do we want to play Thopter Engineer? Yeah, I guess we do. But we don't want to block with the token because we can win next turn. So we're gonna try to not lose this turn. That is our game plan. Just got to win this first one. Misreading Necrotic Sliver and not casting Spell Snare. 2 gigantic punts that we are attempting to climb back from. Okay, as long as this isn't a removal spell, I think we are A-okay. Mana Weft. We could counter that. And then they can only activate 1 Meteor Vault. Conversely, we could just blow this up, and then they can only activate one Meta Ball and we win. I think I like doing that. Well, they attack with one, right? Yeah. Yeah. So we're good here. And now we don't just win the game, but we do force them to block with two things. I think that's good. Undo. Gotta get a island or something here. So we really need to hold open this here mana. So they have to block with Mana Weft and Mutavault, and we have open Grim Lavamancer and Thopter Engineer to block. So I think we're still good. Whew, man, this is getting kind of tight. I think we're going to end up being alright, though. The question is, do we side out the combo? I think we might. I suppose they only have to block with that one, yeah. But they have all the mana in the world, so I'm not worried about Mana Weft. For their deck, they don't need any more. Like, Collected Company here could get us. Interesting. They're casting something. I don't like that. Oh, it is Coco. Sure. Hopefully we're not dead. Alright, getting game one from Slivers is huge. Okay, Anger of the Gods, obviously. I guess we don't really have much else we want to bring in. Roast is good. Staticaster's fine. It's not great because unless we really need to rely on our early removal to hold the game down. So let's say we want to side it out. Bring in Huntmaster, which forces us. That means we have to leave in Remand, but that's not the worst. I think I kind of like this. Slivers, do they run path? The thing is, like, we just need to interact with them. We can't. I don't think we're gonna have time to really even combo. We'll see. We'll see how this one runs out. I think I'm good just overloading on removal and trying to win through board control rather than combo. Cannot keep this hand, even though it does appear good in the dark. This hand is bad, but we do get to keep it. Ooh, do we top a Bolt without a red source? I want to, but I don't think we can. These basics are killing us. If only Blood Moon wasn't a thing in Modern. So Gale Rider is always the worst thing to see. Wish we had a Spell Snare. Diffusion Sliver, I take it back, that's the worst thing to see. There's that Lightning Bolt that we can't cast. Alright. Well, maybe this was a greedy keep. The thing is, like, this is our best card in the matchup, bar none. This is probably our second and a half best card in the matchup. Can't even cast this. Yep. Spell Snare would have been great. If we draw Red Source, another great card in the matchup that we cannot cast. If this wasn't Diffusion Sliver, we'd be alright, but it is Diffusion Sliver. And we are not alright. So we're about to just witness the unholy beating that is Slivers when they're not interacted with. This is why I sided out the combo. It's interesting that they played Sinew Sliver. I guess like we're red mana off, but I think they can just win in 2 turns anyways with attacking with Mutavault. Yep. Well, sometimes you just get stuck on 2 lands. Well, for how fortunate we were in game 1, that is exactly what we deserved in game 2. The question is, do I want a Blightsteel Colossus over Huntmaster of the Fells and probably search for Azcanta? Suppose Remand is what we would take out. So bring back in Shapes and Blightsteel. Yeah, maybe we do that. I think combo is just good because there are going to be situations that are like as you saw in the last game when we do stumble. If we stumble, it's good. It's always nice to have a heavy reset button. Look at all these good cards that we can cast. We do, for the record, have 22 lands in this deck. Oh, baloney, malarkey. Other words that most people don't say. Alright, well, with an opt, I think we do keep it. I think we bottom this, which is as weird as it is to say. Red Source here, and we are still in the game. Bottom. Red Source. Farts! Big smelly farts. Alright. Boom goes the dynamite. I take it all back. Oh, okay. Opponent's on a weird hand too. We do not attack. Well, suppose we can attack. We are bolting it if they want to block. Do they have a 1-mana sliver? Is it one that I care about? Gale Rider. Yeah, that represents so much damage over the course of the game. So they're gonna be able to cast their slivers even though they only have 1 land, and they have a hand chock full of slivers, 6 of them, if they don't play a land. All right, land is what I want to see. Oof. Okay. Well, we have removal for 1, 2, 3 of their 6 slivers. And if they play them one at a time, we're gonna be all right. Diffusion. That one's annoying. Is it a speller ability? I wish it was just spell. That's so good. So yeah, we need a land now so we can pop Diffusion Sliver. I hate that card so much. Ugh. Ugh. We did mulligan to 5 though, so we should expect extreme discomfort. I wonder if they attack in. There's really no reason not to, because we need like Gut Shot to be able to punish that. And even then, I don't want to block with Grim Lavamancer. This is a pump Split Sliver. They might have another one. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Diffusion. Oh. 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 Jackie Chan. All right, well, this stinks. But we're still not out of it. I hope to God they play something that I can remand. But why would they? Because they're just straight up killing me here. Yowza. So, yep. That's unfortunate. This card, Diffusion Sliver, single-handedly does make this matchup a nightmare. Yeah, we just got real unlucky with lands. Wow, look at that. In the top 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, top 24, we only had 4 lands. That's insane. But yeah, Magic the Gathering. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when it happens, but it's happened to you. It's happened to me. It'll happen to all of us for as long as we decide to play this game. Sometimes you just don't have your lands. Nothing we can really do there. We got the Gods of Magic decided we got too lucky by getting our Grim Lavamancer, both in Game 1. I guess we had access to it in Game 2 also, if we could have cast it, and in Game 3. So they mana screwed us those last 2 games. I think we do win that game. It's really just on the back of Grim Lava. Grim Lavamancer makes that matchup winnable. Otherwise, it's actually extraordinarily difficult to win. And as you saw, even with Grim Lavamancer, they do have ways to make it difficult. With Diffusion Sliver and what have you. So let's get back in the queues for our last game. There's nothing. I've actually been pretty happy with the way the deck has been running. There's nothing I really want to switch up. I'm not 100% sold on the construction of our sideboard, but they're cards I do want access to. That's another one of the reasons. Like, these are all. It's fun and entertaining, hopefully, for you guys, and it's also edifying, or it's educating for you and me as well, because you get to see the other decks that are being played in Modern, which is helpful. B, you get to see what's possible in Modern, which is one of the main things one of the main goals of my entire channel is to just let people know that Modern is sometimes talked about as a solved format, and none of the decks we've played have broken the format or anything, but they're all legitimate decks that could spike a tournament as much as anything else really can. As long as you're prepared for the metagame, you can perform well. That is basically... Wow, triple remand. That is basically the main thing. So sure, we've played some decks that have wound up being not so great. I guess we keep this. We can just interact forever. But you never know until you try. And, triple remand is actually going to be pretty good against Tron. Kind of excited now. We get to Spell Snare. Sylvan Scrying, I think, is their only 2-drop. It's definitely a card you want to Spell Snare, but I don't think we're really in the market to do that. It's not very likely to do. But anyways, Click's good too. This is a good matchup for old Clicky. Yeah. I kind of want to save my fetches, but I also kind of want to have perfect mana now and forever, which is my eternal struggle. Natural Tron. Nope. Stop at 2. Boom. Taste it. I'd be inclined to remand. I am inclined to remand, but the fact that it's just a 2-drop and there's not many of them that we can actually get make me very giddy. I think we get the breeding pool here because if we draw into... I think on their draw step, we're going to click them. If we draw into tracker, we would want the green in play already, but we don't need to. Yeah, I think that's probably poor logic because we're not going to cast it until turn 4 anyways, because we're definitely playing this click or we're holding up remand on turn 3. What foul cards do you have for me? Dahlia's Lancers? What the bleep? That's kind of good. They're pretty far away from it though, and we can remand it forever. I think we just want to get the Karn out. Mine Tower. Well, they do have Tron this turn, so they're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, let's get rid of the Karn. Hope they don't just draw another Karn. Entirely possible. So turn 4, natural Tron. Turn 4, natural. So, yeah. These remands are actually horrendous against Ulamog. That was not good. I guess what we do there, well, we're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't here. I don't think there's an easy way or a good way out of that situation. Path. They do have 10 mana next turn. I think we just remand this because we want to start cycling. Well, is it too late to hold control? I believe it is. Yep. All right. Because I did want to fetch there, but we didn't get too punished. At this point, I need every infinitesimally small percentage point that I have to me. I'm hoping that they Gideon or they Ulamog targeting click, because then we're not dead. If they just target 2 of our lands, I think we're straight up just dead. Yep, looks like they do. No reason to remand it. Just tap 1. I suppose we hold back here. Yeah. Yeah, because our draws need to be land and oh, they're gonna path me? Yeah, so getting pathed here isn't the worst. Oh, they might be letting me block. There's some reason to not letting them see our deck, but I'm okay with it. Because we do have an outside chance of winning here. We need to be able to block here. If we can't block, I think we're just dead. Oh, well, there's Blightsteel Colossus, so we are just dead. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Ulamog, GG. So I probably just should have looked right at my cards and seen if we're dead or not. Alright, so now, if for some reason they don't cast Path, I don't think we block. We attack for 14, hopefully draw Snapcaster. Block with the Snapcaster next turn. Nah, I don't think there's a way to win. I wonder what's taking them. Maybe they're trying to look up what deck list runs this. And sorry, bro, no deck list runs this. Just me. It's just me right now. I'm sure there's probably some other people out there in the universe playing Shape Anew, but I don't think there's many of us. Okay. Oh, they lost connection to the game. That's hilarious. I wonder if this is some sort of... I mean, there's no way, right? Okay, well, if it takes, let's see, it was 4:30, so it was a minute ago. So we'll wait a little bit longer. Okay, they're back. Yeah, that would be like, there's no way anyone disconnects there on purpose, especially when I haven't done anything to perturb or piss anyone off. Like that would just be like the meanest thing ever to make me wait while this is on the stack to like intentionally disconnect. Like there's no reason to even disconnect. Oh, okay. Looks like we get to block. Pretty sure we're just dead here. O-Stone makes it so we're not dead. Yeah, now we're dead. Obviously this destroys, and our fair maiden, the Blightsteel Colossus, is in fact indestructible. It is completed. Oh, also, can't believe we made it this far without mentioning this. This is a bit of a flavor, depending on how you look at it. I guess because one's in the sideboard and one isn't, it's a flavor win. Because I'm not going to play them both at the same time. But this is actually the same card, the same creature in two different states in the battle for Mirrodin and Mirrodin Besieged. It was a tool to defend Mirrodin, but by the end it was completed by the Phyrexians, and it was a tool to destroy it. So it's kind of some real nice flavor there. Basically, the best part about this deck is if you appreciate flavor, is these two cards being in the same deck. But yeah, anyways, let's actually sideboard here. Disdainful Stroke's good, Negate's good, Remain's good, Cryptic is also good. Dismember is bad. Braid is acceptable. We'll keep that. Is the combo good? They do have pads, but I think it's fine. Spell Snare is bad, so let's just get rid of it. Spell Snare is good against their mana rocks and Sylvan Scrying, but I think I'd rather just have these cards. The question is, do I want Search? What would I bring in? Natural State? I like Search. If we stall the game out like we're capable of, I guess we're not quite as capable of stalling the game out as we would be if we had Blood Moon or something, but the potential to stall the game out is there. Okay, so turn 1 Opt, turn 2 Negate, Eventual Disdainful Stroke. This hand's good. Let's hope for the classic Tron mulligan. No classic Tron mulligan. If they keep 7, though, it has to be quite good, usually. Of course, I always feel that way. Ooh, I got Joe Castle. So they're leading on planes, holding up path. Interesting. Well, we get to negate any mana rock. I think Snap is actually worth potentially missing a land drop. Our wowzers. Okay, well, if I'd known there was another Snapcaster there, I definitely would bottom. But it's greedy for sure. But how we win this game is running them out of bad boys. We let this resolve. Negate's earmarked for Karn or something. And how we run them out of bad boys is Snapcaster and Negate. Wowzers. Okay, well, Max punished. So for the record, we would not. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what we draw next turn. If next turn is not a land, we would not have drawn one even if we'd bottomed. But that's obviously horrendous logic because we'd be one turn closer to the land we're potentially never going to get at this rate. Well, opponent is incredibly far off Tron. Okay, here we are. So far off. I suppose we can interact with Thalia's Lancers. I think we're just gonna click them again. We're gonna get blue-green now. Let's see what they do here. They're activating Gyre Reach. It's fine with me. Ooh, land. Let's get rid of this. Well, Thopter Engineer is the best. Let's get rid of Tireless Tracker, I guess. Or do we care more about getting rid of Lumbering Falls? Decisions. I suppose let's get rid of... Oh, so tough. I'm going to get rid of Tracker. I don't know if that's right. The reason I want Thopter Engineer around is because it's easier for me to craft or look out for a situation where they're tapped out of white. And then we can just win that turn with the combo. There's always some merit in holding click. Okay, do they have Mana Tithe? If they have Mana Tithe, I'm going to piss my pants in anger. And no one wants to see that. I don't even want to say it. Like, it looks like it's a path, and they're quick to fire it off, which is fine by me. Have enough there. I guess we'll just get the forest. No, we're going to get a forest. Second island? Sure. Maybe we should have got mountain. I don't know. Let's see what they got. Alright. I think the plan here is to actually just take Thalia's Lancers. They're very well. Ulamog is going to get 2 of our lands, but Thalia's Lancers can find Ulamog, so we shouldn't get Ulamog. We could get Solemn Simulacrum and then just counter the Thalia's Lancers. In fact, better idea. Let's bottom the Ulamog and then counter the Lancers next turn. I like that. So Solemn shuffles it back into their deck. It's, I think, one of their few actual shuffle effects. No, that's not true. They obviously have. They're kind of loaded with shuffle effects. They have Map, Solemns, and potentially, assumingly, they also have. We got a shock here, because I want to play this. They also have Sylvan Scrying. I am betting, but I could be wrong. So we're gonna get in for 1 here. I want to hold open Disdainful Stroke, which is why I shocked. Okay, so opponent at the earliest can have Tron, not this turn, but their next turn. Looks to be the Lancers playing right into our trap card. So holding open Ghost Quarter, looks like. Boop. Feels good. Obviously we block. They don't attack. We'll play Lumbering Falls. Okay, we're cooking here. We can keep them off of all their scary things. Obviously, the Eldrazi are who we don't want them to draw, which is why I bottomed Ulamog and got rid of Thalia's Lancers right on time. All right, so negating anything we can negate, Snapcaster, Disdainful Stroking, anything else? Okay, well, they're digging. Blightsteel, definitely discard that. Cool thing about Blightsteel is that whenever it goes to the graveyard, it shuffles back in. So, ooh, they drew something. This looks to be 7. All right, got him. So they do have Gaia Reach Sanitarium, which is actually kind of scary. So. Because they're going to be able to draw into more threats than we have. Ooh, well, maybe not. that we might have answers for. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we can't attack with Lumbering Falls yet. But we will be. I'm at the point now where I hope they draw something good next turn, because I want to get the Snapcaster down. Four mana. 5, 6, 7 mana. Ooh, Elishnorn. That's spicy. But you know what else is spicy? Snapcaster Disdainful Stroke. Boom. I like this list of Tron. Any deck that's running Elishnorn is fine by me. So, draw a card, discard a card. Hope this isn't anything great. Yep. Because it would have been a tough choice. I mean, I guess it's not a tough choice. I think we're keeping these cards over anything besides Shape Anew. And then we're discarding. Oh. I came this close to F2ing. This is a bad habit. I think I just need to quit F2. Because having that resolve is real bad. Ghost Quarter, sure. I guess I could have seen that coming. Tap green to make him think. We also get green to make them think? Nah. There's no way they're running anything that messes with my basics, right? I guess we'll just get red since we have like infinite other manas. Another tower. Another Thopter Engineer. 1, 2, 3. Then we still have Cryptic up. That's fine by me. We are swinging in with the crew. They do get to draw off Solemn, but we need to present this clock. If I didn't have Cryptic Command and Snapcaster in hand, I would not be attacking with the Snapcaster, because having them draw is actually real bad. But we have answers. Bowstone. I think we just Cryptic that. Counter draw because I want to have access to the Snapcaster if they Gaia Reach, which they are 100% to do. Ugh. Baloney. Ooh. That card's pretty good. A Braid's pretty good too. I guess we can discard a Braid, because then we have access to it with Snapcaster still. Get in for 4. Alright, Remain's great. It's not as great because they have more mana. They have more infinite mana than Tron even usually does. Okay. I've already. Ooh, what do they have? Path. Okay, well that's good that I didn't do that. So they're at 0 cards. We'll get the Forest. I was thinking that I had made perhaps a small misplay in not loot housing before doing that, but that wouldn't play around Path, because then we could have drawn into the win. 12 mana. What's 12 mana? That's scary. Oh, Ballista. This I think I will just remand. Well, because then they're going to cast it again, and then we can... Well, let's loot in response. Well, no, because then we can't do anything about it. So I think we just... Yeah, let's remand. We're remanding. Then we're going to Snapcaster. Let's see if they want to play it for 2. I don't think they do. Okay, that's good. That actually would have put us in a pickle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Suppose we discard this. We'll keep this bolt. And we'll take it to the dome. Misty. Not what I'm looking for. Well, this is an atypical game against Tron, but I think we're doing it. Wrath of God. We could counter it. Snapcaster, Cryptic, and then he can play the Ballista for 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ballista for 6. Okay, well, I think we have to let this resolve then. Wrath of God is good. Alright, well, they finally outlasted us. I guess that's a reason to save the remand, is that they still have Wrath of God. And, oh, wow. It's actually tapped correctly. Ballista for 6 is no joke. That is a hulking ballista. It's no longer just walking. And squarely away from F2, we will counter draw. Of note, if we had played that land, we could have activated Loot House, but there's no way we would have known. Because don't even disregard that entirely. We would have played it very differently. Oh, should have played this land. Okay, that's a pun. I didn't realize. Shouldn't have tapped this. Should have played this land after I tapped this. Okay, so they drew air. Remand is good. 4. Ooh, Wrath of God? Thalia's Lancers. Not good against Remand. So they can't do anything. Ugh. We're definitely flipping this. Lightning Bolt. Nope. I think we will just keep it. Boom. Okay. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that one, because I don't think you'll ever see anyone beat Tron like that ever again. That was very atypical. Wow. So they're leaving in both path. They've been firing off their paths pretty willy-nilly. So I'm not too concerned about leaving in the combo. We did win entirely without it, though. So in that game, well, we didn't draw Shape Anew, but we did draw Blightsteel. We ended up discarding it, though. But a Huntmaster probably better than Blightsteel in that game. Though, probably not. Yowzer, yet again. Maybe we can't afford, because we're 3-color, to run all these basics. I don't know. I think you just want to Blood Moon and Ghost Quarter and now Field of Ruin. Obviously, this is not a great hand, but I'm keeping it because of Remand and Disdainful Stroke and Snapcaster Mage. And if we draw fetch land, wow, turn 3, okay. Fetch land, Shape Anew, we could win. Alright. So we drew a land, that's good. Let's see what land they get. Curious if they just get a basic here. Because this deck, this version, I got it. Yeah, okay. So to me that says they have natural Tron. Yeah. It's always worse when your opponent's like 1 mana away from Tron. We let that resolve. And then they don't get the Tron piece. You're like, well, they have Tron. Rest in peace. It's actually not. I mean, it turns off our Snapcasters. So, do I want to remand it or just get a Snapcaster Mage down? I think I want to get a Snapcaster Mage down. So it is annoying. That is, I mean, that's how we won last game, is by looping Snapcasters. So we can't do that plan now. We're definitely looking for that combo. Okay, it's part 1. Maybe because we're looking for that combo, I should have remanded just to cycle. I don't know, though. Oh, we might just be a couple turns too slow. Well, they got Sanitarium, which means they're either just making the optimal searches, which is true, or they're looking for their payoff. And they're looking for their payoff. Wow, that's great. This might actually inspire them to path if they have one. Okay, this is great. Fetch land, please. Fetch land, fetch land, fetch land, fetch land. We're definitely discarding this. Okay, they discarded Urza's Tower. And they do have path. This is, okay, things are coming up Toad right now. They're coming up Andrew. Coming up Toad is a reference to something, an inside joke that none of you will get. Though now I'm obliged to help you fill in as many of the blanks as possible. I think we just hold up Cryptic here, actually. It's a joke about playing Mario Kart and playing as Toad, and combo that with the Simpsons classic. Everything's coming up Millhouse. All right, so there's the path. We let this resolve. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Well, everything was coming up Toad that day. Let's get the green. That makes it so we don't have to fetch to get our value. All right, well, opponent is digging. It's Bolt we are discarding. Correct. Still have 7 mana. I hope this is Karn. Leyline. Target artifact. Okay. I think I'm just going to cycle this remand. Right, because next turn we're tapping 3. Yeah. We'll make him think that it's valuable when in fact it is not. It's usually my goal when I'm just cycling remand, trying to target a spell that obviously you'd rather remand something that's good, but remanding a spell that they're casting, maybe they think it's good, so there's no reason for us to like letting it resolve there is about as good as remanding, but there's no reason for us. They took their time and their turn and their mana to cast that card last turn, so there's no reason for us to make them think, ooh, Wrath of God, to let them think that that it's not a good card, basically. All right, so 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we care about Wrath of God here. We're just gonna get an island. Probably wanted a red source, but playing it safe. Could have Disdainful Stroke that. That's the greedy line, but we don't need our creatures to win. Well, maybe I just should have, right? They're at 8. They would have been at... Oh, well, thankfully they let us... They cast this for an amount that we can interact with. It's one of the situations if they just cast it for 1, like, that's usually bad, but it actually would have been great against my hand. Alright, well... Let's see if they have a path. God, I was like, do they have a counter target sorcery spell? I guess Snapcaster is the worst card. Expedition Map. Because counter target sorcery is a card that they play. It's that charm. It's not a charm. I think it's Warping Whale is counter target sorcery. So we could have just got hosed right there. We still have to fade them Gaia reaching, them not having a path. It looks like they're Gaia reaching, so they're looking for a path. If they don't have a path, though, we just win, I believe. I think Tyler Striker is better than Snapcaster. I could be wrong. No, I think Snapcaster was better there. Come on, no path. No path, no Karn. Ulam. Yes! Yes! Ah! Oh, yeah! Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. We ground out Tron in, like, the craziest Tron matchup I've ever seen. That's the one that you always have in the back of your head, like, well, I mean, Tron isn't guaranteed to draw their lands. Like, they have other lands in their deck. But that's like not even a 1%er game. That's like, in the amount of times I've played Tron over the years, I think a game like that, I think that's only the second. It's at minimum, I don't think I've played more than 5, and I've played against Tron a fair bit. So that was extremely rare to see. And hopefully it was fun to watch as well. So yeah, we ground them out, and then we got the Blightsteel win. So Shape Anew, yeah. A deck you can play in Modern. I have no... I kind of was hoping, as I was kind of alluding to earlier, that this testing would help me decide which 4-mana find a version of... where's that guy? Find a version of Platinum Empyrean, either the past version or the future version. Like basically if Madcap or Shape Anew was better, and I don't know. There's some upsides to Blightsteel. Indestructible is big. Being able to just end the game is huge, and you only ever have to worry about path. Shape Anew is a bit more. It's vulnerable to both artifact removal and counter magic, whereas Madcap is just vulnerable to counter magic. Obviously, their Platinum Empyrean is vulnerable to artifact removal, but Blightsteel's that really only comes on post board. But Blightsteel is only vulnerable to path, really, or exile effects, and or Blessed Alliance sacrifice effects too. But we're likely to have creatures on the battlefield. So yeah, I honestly I just don't know. It feels pretty good dedicating only 5 slots rather than 6. There's a chance we might want to run 2 Blightsteels, or maybe I was toying with just running them both, but I think I'm going to keep running it like this configuration. I don't think I would make a single change to the deck. I think this, at least the main board, I might fudge with some numbers on the sideboard. But I think it warrants further exploration. This is more of a defensive. Madcap version is more defensive. It puts burn to the test more. But this puts your opponent to the test more. Like, well, do you have a crap ton of blockers? Do you have an exile effect? Otherwise, we're probably going to win. So I don't know. I don't know what's better. I'm a big fan of Tireless Tracker. We didn't really get to go off with him or her. It might be her. Well, we didn't get to go off with Tireless Tracker, we can say. Or Thopter Engineer. We got some mediocre beats with Thopter Engineer, but, you know, this part of the deck is more reminiscent of Twin than even the Twinless Exarch deck, in that your plan B, you can even go to it in game one. Like Twinless Exarch, yeah, it does have a plan B, but you're not running quite as many Pestermites and Exarchs as you were when you played Twin. And you're very likely to see these guys during the course of pretty much every game. You're favored to see one of them, and they can all win you the game. Which is kind of ridiculous to say. Like a Thopter Engineer, I mean, a 1/1 Thopter with all this disruption sometimes just gets there. It's probably not going to get there, but Tireless Tracker can win you the game, either through attacking or just straight up accruing value. There's plenty of games and there's plenty of times where if your opponent doesn't have Removal for Tracker and you don't have Shape Anew, you end up just accruing a crap ton of tokens and clues, and you get to draw a whole lot of cards, and you get to win through value, which feels great. I think Tireless Tracker is a very good card. It's probably just the best card in this deck, besides Snapcaster Mage and Lightning Bolt and Click and Remand and Cryptic. Yeah, we got some good cards in here. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm definitely going to be grinding with this some more on my own time, and we might see another video. I don't know which one of these I will play next, but obviously this is fertile ground for brewing, and hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a good day, my friends. Pew!